What's up, guys? We are going into Dark Visions 25, the final boss. I don't have Rikku, don't plan on pulling her. I'm not going to spend 28k on the current banner to UOC her for an EX2 just to get, 3,500 Lapis reward or 2,000 or whatever it would end up being wherever I ranked. I don't really feel like playing that RNG game. So yeah, I mean, the loss of Lapis and Galvanite, wherever I end up, hopefully top 2,000. It's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. Really, I mean, the Lapis, it's whatever. Um, yeah, it's a chance to, throw the dice and maybe get top 100, top 50, whatever, but it's just not worth the headache, I feel. I mean, if I had her, I might chase that, but like I said, I'm not going to spend all that Lapis just for a chance at, reclaiming some of it. Which is weird. I mean, most of this game is a big RNG gamble, but it's, yeah, it's whatever. And as far as the Galvanite goes, I mean, my take on that is it's a loss of, even if, let's say you get top 2,000 and you get one Galvanite, you're losing a 25% killer on one race that's going to come into play once every, like 4 or 5 months. And at that point, I mean, really the whales are going to, win regardless. I mean, it's specific to Dark Visions. It's not like there's any other content where not having that 25% killer is going to make or break you're clear, or being able to clear content. It's just honestly specifically for Dark Visions, I feel like. And again, with that minor of a gain, that 25% when you're already at like 450 killers after buffs, I mean, yeah, again, I mean, that'd be if you're vying for top 10 in Dark Visions, where that would make a difference. And yeah, at that point, I mean, all the whales have Rikku and they're getting, top scores anyway. Yeah, it's frustrating that they release content that can be gamed like that. I guess on one hand, it gives, non-whales a chance to get the big rewards, and sorry, got distracted. Yeah, it gives non-whales a chance to get those bigger rewards, but as far as, for people like me who do, throw some cash into the game from time to time, it's frustrating because, I mean, look at my team. I have, a lot of premium units. Titus was completely off banner. That was pure luck on Titus there. But like Esther, Will, 2B, I mean, honestly, those all involved some cash. And the fact that I'm getting out damaged by, by like threefold, fourfold by one unit, it's a little frustrating. They need to fix that in game. But anyway, rant over. I do want to preface this by saying the cut at the end of the video is going to be weird. I'm going to see the damage and quit the app. I don't want to take a score yet, so I apologize. We're not going to see where my score lands you or lands me. There's some other teams I want to play with maybe over the next week, see how they do. But this team should get around 12 billion. I think as high as, let me see if my calculations are even close to being right, it could go up to like 14-ish, somewhere around there. So, but yeah, we'll go through the party here real quick. So 2B's here is our main damage dealer. She's giving Machine Killer. If you don't have 2B, you would have to sub in somebody else to give Machine Killer to the rest of the party. Preferably someone that can actually deal some damage. Alternatively, you could maybe work in Ash, although and use her as a magic cover tank, though you would need like 50% evasion on everyone, I want to say, or a lot of Mirage. But that would that would allow you to drop Zon and bring in a different damage dealer too. But anyway, so yeah, base form, her gear, I just went all in on her. So she's got max machine, max LB, all the good gear. So chain cap, accelerator, her own card. Then shift form, a lot of LB fill, a water weapon. We need to push the boss down below between 80 and 90% on turn one. Above 90%, its rotation is going to do a lot of damage. Between 80 and 90, it's pretty safe. If you go below 80, though, it starts doing some, I think, fixed magic damage, which I honestly don't know how much damage that would do on Esther, but anyway. She's starting in shift. She has Obsidian Bracer on. So LB fill rate up. Did end up throwing some attack type gear on her just to do a little more chip damage on the boss. Just to get it between 80 and 90 on turn one. Type is a spirit. So yeah, there's her build. Wilk, base form, a lot of LB fill rate up. Titus's STMR. Yeah, so mostly just fill rate up. The base form, shift form, just built for LB damage against machines. And he has Dragon's Brush and Call of the Wild just to get his LB by turn 2. And then Titus's card. Esther, base form, LB damage against machines with... She needs at least 50% evasion in the base form. Blizzard Orb for some counters and ice resist. She needs, let me see, yeah, 100 ice resist. There's an 80% all element in peril on turn 1, but the only elemental non-physical attack it does is ice. So there's that. And tried to fit in some spirit where I could. Just in case we do end up taking magic damage. But the runs I've done so far, I haven't seen any actual magic hits on Esther, so that may be immaterial anyway. Then shift form, again, she needs at least 100 ice resist, full evasion in the shift form. Blizzard Orb for counters to get her LB filled by turn 2. Counter up materia. And her own, she does need her own TMR, just so her normal attack fills her LB gauge. So there's that. Run to the shield, just for evasion, honestly. My early attempts, there was some magic damage that she was taking, so I put that on just for the mitigation, but it's, like I said, the last like 5 or 6 runs I've done, I haven't seen any magic hits on Esther, so I think it's either RNG or just getting it between 80 and 90 and keeping it there is preventing those magic attacks. But anyway, Zon, tried to build him for magic damage, his own TMR. Actually, he does not need Ravenheart. He can just have some other magic accessory. It's kind of whatever on him. I mean, between him and Nicole, they deal like maybe 200,000 or 200 million damage. So, but yeah, so there's Zon. And yeah, this is the one I unlocked a vision card on. I gave him Ayaka's vision card just for the chaining move. He could honestly just triple cast Bolting Strike with Nicole, but Nicole also has another version of Ayaka's card, or another copy of it. But anyway, base form, death immunity, stop immunity, reflect ring. You don't absolutely need reflect ring. I was bouncing shell and, well, protect back onto the boss just to keep from doing too much damage. You can just try to manage how much damage you deal by the kill turn, or by turn 4. But if you have the reflect ring, this would help a lot. But he's passive provoke, NP cost down, death immunity, Esper fill. Yeah. Then shift form, just again kind of built for magic damage against machines. So there's that. Passive provoke still, stop immunity from the Trials of Mana ribbon, death immunity still from Kurisame's knowing tag. So there's that. And Titus, base form, just LB damage against machines. So, yeah. College Vision card. Shift form, his own STMR. He's starting his shift. Full Hisami scroll, lion emblem. Yeah, we do need to put Barb Lazaga on Esther. And then some Esper fill. So, and yeah, we looked at his card. So, we will get into it. But yeah, it's a general overview of the boss. It's a machine type, weak to water, wind, and fire. So Nicole has, the damage buffs, LB buff, the water field, all the water support. So better Imperial field than anyone else can provide. I am kind of curious to see what Luna can do, how that calcs out, but for now we're going with water. So, and the boss does a bunch of AoE physicals with elementals, like light, fire, lightning, and ice. I think some magic ice, death, stop, non-elemental magic based on where you're at in the threshold. But so yeah, all in all, not too hard to deal with, as long as you can keep it within that 80 to 90 range. So, but anyway, so turn 1, 2B is going to cast her Machine Killer chaining skill in the shift form. Wilk is going to shift and do his Magnus to unlock his 90 break. Cole, this turn, is going to flood twice just to get an Imperial on the boss to deal a little, help get to our target damage range, and then protect Ga, which will bounce back off onto the boss. Titus is going to, in the shift form, Barb Lazaga. Esther is just going to Omni cover. So we're going to send Wilk 2B and then Nicole right away, and hopefully Protect doesn't go into well, not right away, a second later, but we want to delay him enough that Protect doesn't go into effect until we know we're going to, until we can get down below 90, so. Okay, yeah, that didn't work, so I'm gonna retreat and come back in. I'm trying to remember. I may have given her a little more damage in the shift form before without saving the loadout. Let me see where she at. We'll just give her some more stats. So my apologies for this. So we'll just wait a little less time before sending Nicole, just so we get that imperil in place for 2B. So shift Wilk. And you do want to make sure you're starting Wilk in the base form, just so Call of the Wild and the Brush activate on turn 2 to fill him up a little more. So Omni-Cover with Esther, Barb Lazaga with Titus. Nicole's going to Flood twice. And then Protectica. So okay, there we go. Zon this turn is going to Reflector. He will Critical Mirror on 2B, Critical himself, just keep that refreshed, and then Mystical Mirror. One of the boss's non-elemental magic attacks, which I forget if it does on this turn or not, can be Nethercited, so we'll just Nethicite with Zon. So we are far from filled on Wilk. Titus this turn is going to Rallying Cry to help fill him. 2B is going to the base form. She is going to Bolting Strike twice and then do her attack buff. Esther is going to go to the base form and put up the LP damage field. We're going to put Wilk in the base form where all his LB fill rate gear is to hopefully get some drops. Okay, that got him. So we'll shift Wilk back and shifted LB with him to stack that. 2B, we can go ahead and just chain for hopefully some more drops on Esther maybe. Although she does have Blizzard Orb, so she should counter enough to get however many drops she needs. Zon this turn is going to do the same thing. He'll just Critical 2B to get her 400% attack buff, Critical himself, and then just Mystical Mirror to Nethicite again. Nicole is going to summon Leviathan for the field. Nope, no counters there. Which is fine, honestly. And you'll see why in a sec. So 2B is going back to the shift form. She's going to shift at LB. Wilk is going to break. Nicole is going to shift. And he is going to Elemental Power Water on 2B. Chew Enhancing Stance for LB fill on everyone, and then Water Imbue on everyone. Titus this turn is going to You're Going Down for the LB mod. And Esther is going back to the shift form. And she is going to Storm Guardian for some mitigations, just in case. Omni Cover, and then just Energizing Bunny. Zom this turn is just going to Black Mirror, just to Perfect Dispel the boss. So the Protect is gone now, but all the rest of his imperils are there. Okay, Esther. So Wilk's going to the base form, and he's just going to do his Magnus. If his LB's not filled, you can do some of his LB fill skills, but it is filled. So yeah, Wilk base form doing his Magnus for the LB mod. Esther is doing her base form Magnus for the LB mod. 2B is going to Titus as Spirit. Titus is going to the base form. He's going to just whatever, Ace's ability 2, and then this is my story, just for a 50% water amp and an LB mod. Nicole is going to shift at LB. And Zahn this turn can Reflector. He will critical himself just to refresh everything. Spread all that, and then Nethicide again. There's another Mystical Mirror. Yeah. There is another Nethicidable magic attack incoming this turn. Okay. So this turn we need to shift 2B. Shift Wilk. Yeah, that's it. So Titus is going to LB. Nicole is going to just Bolting Strike chaining. Like I said, if you don't have 2 of Ayaka's cards, you can just triple Bolting Strike with them. You may just have to time them a little better. The quad Bolting Strike just allows me to be a little lazier with between the timing of when I send them and Titus's base LB, just since it's delayed Bolting Strike. But if it's not an option, if Ayaka's card's not an option, just kind of work on your timing between when to send Titus and when to send Nicole and Zahn. But anyway, so 2B's base form LB, Wilk is shifted LB, Esther's base form LB. So we are going to send Titus, wait a couple seconds, send Nicole and Zahn, wait for the chain to build, send 2B, wait, and then send Wilk and Esther. You want to make sure Esther's the last one clicked. So all that should weave together. So here we go. And again, I'm going to cut the video as soon as we see the damage. So there are going to be weird edits here in a sec, but let's see how this does. That was a good roll, actually. Okay, as we saw just a second ago, that was not a good roll. Yeah, I think the highest I've seen with this team is like 12 billion, but I haven't run it that many times. Like I said, on paper, it looks like it can go up to around 14 billion. But yeah, again, not sure where that would put us in the rankings. But probably maybe top 1,000, definitely top 2,000 at least. So, I mean, you'd get some Lapis and a Galvanite. But anyway, yeah, like I said, there's some other teams I want to play around with over the next week. And I really don't want to take a clear just yet and burn through all that energy. So I'm going to quit that. And we will see you again, hopefully with a better video. Thanks for watching. Later. Hey guys, I bet you thought the video was over, didn't you? But no, I meant to kind of look at the lineup. Honestly, there aren't a whole lot of swaps here you could make. Wilk could be swapped out pretty much for any hide breaker. Lara, if you have her, I mean, the damage is just going to go down with anyone else, but there are other options. So Lara is an option. Locke, I guess, if you've crowned him. Uh, that collab unit, I forget his name, Hawkeye. I forget if he has 90 breaks, but I don't think he gets that until turn 6 anyway. Or an 89 breaker. So, yeah, Wilt could be swapped for somebody else. Titus could be swapped for somebody else. I mapped it out. Auron hits for like 500 million less. Crowned Auron hits for like half a billion less than Titus. But yeah, he's here strictly for damage. He has given us Barb Lazaga and a little bit of LB fill on turn 2, but honestly, I mean, it's, yeah, just damage. Nicole would be kind of hard to replace. I mean, if you wanted to work in Leftia instead, EX3 Leftia at least has a 160 machine killer. If you don't have 2B, but you do have an EX3 Leftia, you just have to find another Imperial field, which I think the next best would be Tsukiko at 40% or 30%. Curious to see what Lena looks like. But yeah, there's that. Zahn is here pretty much just, well, for Nethicite and spreading buffs. So if you have 400 stat buffer, like with Leftia, she would, give everyone 400% stat buff. You wouldn't need Zahn. And if you don't have 2B, I mean, Zahn's utility kind of drops off a bit here on this clear. Esther would be kind of a hard replacement. 2B also would be hard to replace, but if you don't have her, you don't have her. You just bring your next best damage dealer. But yeah, she is our source of machine killer here. So, but anyway, yeah, hopefully we see you again with a more optimized clear over the next week. But anyway, later.